I don't drink soda.
I think that we could probably roll the dice. There's got to be a famous Wilson out there somewhere.
Woody Guthrie, you just said.
Okay, Woody Guthrie. Then we'll hashtag it Woody Guthrie.
I'm not going to question that.
And then we're ready to go. So give us a countdown.
We got the 5, the 4, the 3.
Yo, welcome to the Natural Habitat Podcast. My name is Mikey Booyah.
My name is Austin Ty.
Computer is here. He is our co-host, artificially intelligent co-host, the only one and only,
The only one.
Really lost steam halfway through that intro.
Yeah, you were being an underwhelming Wilson.
I really was. I became an underwhelming Wilson. Can we take it again from the top?
Nope. This is live, baby. This is live TV.
You're right. Much like today's topic.
Yeah.
Fishtank.
Yep. They can't.
Fishtank.live.
They can't redo it.
Can't redo it.
They got eyeballs on them 24/7.
So as I said, we are here. Free Candy is here in Canada.
Free Candy, say hello. Free Candy, can you hear me? Do we have Free Candy on the line?
He can.
Free Candy, say hello.
No, he can hear you. We can't. He's probably saying hello. We can't hear him.
Free Candy.
He's not mic'd.
God damn it.
Because Canada has you know how like when you go to the UK, you have to have like special plugs for everything that has like a sideways.
I think that's Europe. I don't think you. Oh yeah. I thought you said Canada. Sorry. Yes.
No,
UK.
UK, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You go to the UK. They got the weird plugs with the sideways things, and you need all these special adapters to use them and stuff. Well, same thing with Canada, baby. They use the UK system, the metric system.
Do they?
And they use sideways plugs.
Do they use weird plugs in Canada? Free Candy sound off below and let us know if you're working with like a traditional American plug or like a weird European one.
Well, here's the thing. I can answer that for you because we sent him a standard microphone. And by standard, I mean American plug.
Sure.
And he has some weird Canadian like hole that he's trying to put it in.
Not going to work.
He's
going to have to purchase an adapter on his own dime. And
those adapters, I guess, are expensive because it's, if you're going American to Canadian, you're going to get it for cheap,
Yeah.
But if you're going from Canadian
pennies on the dollar
American,
for the American to Canadian.
Yeah, if you're trying to step up from Canadian to American, no offense to our Canadian listeners, but if you're trying to step up, upgrade,
it's
to an American
simple
plug,
supply and demand, and the demand for the Canadian to American is obviously going to be much higher than vice versa.
So think about a man that we all know and love named Thomas Edison. Okay.
Thomas Edison. Yeah. Yep.
The inventor.
Yep. I got him picture. He's got the little tiny, I'm thinking of Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah. You're thinking of Benjamin Franklin.
The bifocals.
Thomas Edison. I can't really describe him. I don't know what he looks like. Now that
I'm just picturing like a generic old white man with
old
gray
timey
hair.
guy.
Yeah, even when he was in his 30s, I'm picturing him with like just a full head of gray hair and just real.
I'm seeing like a mix between Ben Franks and Albert Einstein.
See, Ben Franklin was a bald man, though, a fat bald man, and I'm picturing Thomas as like a svelte, like gray haired man, but he's really got a nice full head of hair. Is how I'm picturing Mr. Edison.
Yeah, definitely big hair too. It goes out.
Yeah,
it goes out.
Are you thinking like an Einstein do, or I'm thinking, like he's
not out like messy. It's just like a full voluminous.
Hair.
Okay,
yeah,
voluminous.
Yeah. We're on the same page.
So Thomas Edison, he created electricity.
He created a lot of things.
He stole electricity from Nikola Tesla.
No.
That's the story. Nikola Tesla created electricity, harnessed the power of electrons.
That's a tall tale.
No, that's not a tall tale.
It's not true. Mr. Edison created.
No. You're thinking of Paul Bunyan.
No, I'm thinking of
Nikola Tesla?
That sounds like a Russian. You're telling me that some Russian guy created electricity? No,
that's the point. Is that they both were American. They both lived in America.
Oh, Mr. Tesla was an American?
He was, yeah. Nikola Tesla.
All right, yeah, whatever then.
He was a second generation immigrant.
As long as we're in agreement that electricity was built in America.
In America, and you want to use American plugs is my point. So he doesn't have a mic. So we can't hear him. He has a mic. It doesn't work because of the plug. We can't hear him, but he can hear us.
Free candy, you're gonna need to drop the coin to get you that adapter, bud, so you can conversate with us.
Yeah. So we wanted to talk about something today that has been blowing up on the internet.
Has it really, or is this just something that like we've both found super fascinating?
See, I think that it might be that we have gotten sucked into this.
I mean, there's 8,000 people in the chat right now, so I mean, like, I feel like that's only got to be a fraction of the actual people that are aware of it at this point.
Yeah, because the YouTube videos are getting a bunch of views too.
And you also got to think this is just the production of whatever they're doing. So this isn't the final product, which I could see.
Well, we should explain.
A lot more attention.
We should explain what this is. So Fishtank is a live reality show. Here I actually have this guy explains it great. It's a reality web series by Jason Goldstriker and Jet Neptune, where 8 contestants live in a fully monitored smart house that is live streamed 24/7 to viewers for 6 weeks at fishtank.live. Plus everyone is like ripping it and putting it on YouTube. People are live streaming it on YouTube. Viewers are able to prank contestants and determine what happens to them via donations, similar to Control My Room live streams, which I don't know what that is.
That's a thing. It's a thing that's out there.
I can imagine what it is.
Probably similar to this.
A cash prize of $30,000 is awarded to the winner. They began discussing this show on live streams in February 2023 and released a trailer that April. First season started on April 18th. So
yeah, now is this are we watching the season play out, or is this just the production of what's going to be released later? Like, I mean, they do occasionally have a cameraman pop in, so they're obviously shooting parts of it for something, and maybe there's like a documentary going on the production of it. But I'm hoping that there is, like a final polished product.
Yeah, there definitely will be, because
we're given a bit more of a narrative, and because I mean, it's tough to keep up with.
Because that's part of the season pass. One of the perks of the season pass is that you get a copy of the finished season sent to you.
Oh, okay. As
soon as it's complete, before it's on sale or available wherever it's available.
But yeah, you've got these contestants. They're all locked up in a relatively small house. Like they're sharing rooms and beds and all that.
Yeah, I want to say it's a 3-bedroom.
Yeah, they have to do all kinds of weird contests and challenges. And then also, as you said, the people can control what's happening to them, but they can also enter text-to-speech messages. You can pay. I don't know how much it costs. I wouldn't waste my money on that, but you can pay to have your message played over a intercom in their house at any given time, which, I mean, this is, the people in the chat... How would you describe them? How would you describe the viewership or the typical Fishtank viewer?
These people, most of them probably have Reddit accounts.
I'm thinking these are more like 4 and possibly even 8chan people.
Yeah. They're like extreme edgelord type people.
Yeah, they're going to be dropping some hard R's in there for sure. And I don't know. Like,
they find workarounds because there are safeguards in the chat, but then they find workarounds. Like spell a word.
These guys have a lot of time on their hands, so I mean, they're going to find ways to cheat the system and be as offensive as possible. And you know what? Like, more power to them.
Yeah.
If you've got that kind of time on your hands.
And the talk to text is, I want to say $40.
$40 a message, and people are dishing them out just left and right like it's nothing.
And then every once in a while they'll do streaks where it's like 50% off, so it's $20 for talk to text, and then that's when they'll all be coming.
And you can only do these things after you've purchased a season pass, which allows you to, I guess, basically, do the things with the tokens and participate in this chat, which moves. The chat moves so fast that I don't know like really what the point of participating it is, because I don't think anyone's going to catch the messages that you're typing.
No,
but I mean it's interesting for sure.
Yeah, there needs to be well, I guess there are chats for. No, there needs to be a chat for each room. Like
I
when
thought
you
that's
go to each camera, but no, the chat is universal.
Yeah, it's
for
all
rooms.
one.
So. So these people are in this house. We're rushing explaining this.
Yeah.
So these people, 8 people, come to this house. And when we say that they're in this house, they're in this house. There's no backyard. They can't go
outside at all.
No front yard. They can't go outside. I haven't seen them open a window. Like, they're locked in here, and they don't have any phones or devices or connection to the outside world.
I think they do.
People have been sneaking phones.
Okay, yeah, I've seen phones a couple of times.
People have been sneaking phones, and then I think Letty might have had... She had a phone, but I think it was an exception because it wasn't connected to anything. It was like... Didn't have Wi-Fi.
Still, though, why does she get a phone?
Why did she get a phone? Or maybe because she was like the camp leader, so they gave her a phone. Yeah. But I don't know. That's later in the show. So they all come to this house. They don't have any connection to the outside world except for the chat, which is watching live. You have the ability to switch cameras all throughout the house.
Yeah, what is there, like 6 different cameras, one for each room? You got the garage, the bedrooms, the living room, the kitchen, and then if you're a season pass holder, supposedly the bathroom.
The bathroom cam, which the camera is facing out towards the door. And they've been using it as like a confessional booth where they go in and just talk to the chat, but nobody else can hear, like a classic reality show thing.
Now, does the camera in the bathroom have like a view of them? Like no toilet view.
No, you get to see the backside of the door.
I mean, really, I just want to see them take a shit. That would be my only reason.
That's what I'm paying for.
Yeah, I mean, feces.
So you can sign up and you can watch for free everything but the bathroom cam. And you can't chat. You can only chat if you're a season pass. But you also will buy tokens when you sign up to be a season pass member.
So you spend your real money on virtual money.
On virtual
which you
money.
Can then spend.
Which you could spend to manipulate this game.
Why do we need the middleman of a virtual currency? Why can't it just be like you pay X amount of American dollars? Is it, Well, I just don't get that.
These are American digital currency, the fish coins or fish tokens or whatever it is. So they still are American.
Okay.
And I think that it's a lot easier to. It's the same way that like cam girls will get a lot of money out of people because you're giving them tokens and not dollars. Where if you were giving $20 to someone, you're like, fuck, I'm not going to do this. But if you give 100 tokens,
if it's in the form of tokens, you're just going to subconsciously be less concerned with the amount that you're spending.
Same thing with like slot machines and how you're winning credits instead of money.
Yeah, sneaky.
So I think that they do that so people spend more money, but it's well worth it because instead of usually people have like super chats on YouTube where you can pay $5 and your chat will be a certain color and they'll read it and like respond to it.
Who is like sitting in a chat room spending money on that kind of shit? I just can't imagine it.
Me neither. But apparently people do this shit. So imagine if you didn't have a life, you didn't have any friends.
I mean, God bless them for it because it's, creating entertainment for us in this case. But I mean, I can't fathom.
Say you sacrifice like your social life for school.
Yeah, you got a lot of neckbeards that just don't. Yeah.
But they have good jobs that pay good money.
Incels.
And they don't do drugs and they don't have friends or girlfriends. So they're keeping all this money. They have an abundance of money. They don't know what to spend it on.
They're hoarding money.
So they like to see their favorite YouTuber be their puppet. They type in, that's really what it all boils down to. You type in a thing, they react to it live, you get off on that.
Yeah, and in this case, like the things that you can spend your fish tokens on are for the most part negative. They negatively affect like a cast member or the whole house or whatever.
You can take away somebody's bed.
Take away someone's bed, swap out all the freezer stuff with the fridge stuff. Is that one of them?
And vice versa.
And just shit like that. Fuck with them. I mean, in general. So, I mean, it's definitely people.
You can pay to cut cameras, to turn cameras off. You can pay because the cameras will go on and off. Like they'll give someone, like an hour in their room to
with no cameras,
like with no
jack
cameras,
off.
Privacy to do whatever.
Masturbation time for sure.
And then you could pay to turn the camera back on and not notify them. And there's all these things that they had to have like an ironclad, like document or contracts for this to go down. And
it's questionable as far as legality goes. I mean, this is happening. It's playing out right now. So who knows if any sort of line gets crossed to where there's potential lawsuit down the line. We'll find out. But when we say it's a reality show, it's not really like you're your typical reality show in the sense that like the cast that they select are, I mean, like, how would you describe them?
See, I think that it will be, the final product will be more of a reality show. It's just weird that we're watching it live.
No, I just mean like a traditional, in the sense that, like, the real world is going to cast like attractive, successful people that are, traditionally, like TV friendly as far as their personalities. They're always going to cast the one person that's going to start a ruckus. I mean, I don't want to disparage the contestants, but I mean, should we like run through?
Yeah, let's go through our contestants that we have here. So we have fan favorite Josie, who is.
I mean, I guess I don't really understand.
You don't get
why
the appeal of Josie.
I don't.
So she is like a gamer girl, anime girl. She went to college for like film and does like some sort of videography stuff.
Yeah,
but she's also like highly autistic or high functioning.
Well, they're
autistic
all
or something.
relatively autistic, are they not?
They're all autistic, but
they're
she's
all on
the most
spectrum.
visibly
Oh yeah,
autistic.
she's just constantly like fidgeting and
she does fidget spinners and those little clicky boxes and like has a stimming.
She's like constantly moving.
She does stimming.
It's kind of annoying to watch, honestly. Like she's probably one of my least favorite contestants, but she apparently is the
now. You got to think about the neckbeards that are watching the show. Right?
Oh yeah,
the people that are paying for chats and stuff,
and they're all into the Japanese women, and she looks anime. Like she looks vaguely Asian.
She looks vaguely Asian, but she's not. She is attractive, and by attractive I mean
relative to the other female
relative
contestants.
to everyone else. She's
like, I have her at about 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
but when you think about how she's like approachable, she's doable. She's not out of your league attractive. She's like,
no, definitely
these
not.
neckbeards are like, I might have a chance.
I feel
with
like
her.
I'm out of her league attractive.
Yeah. But the people that are paying for chats,
oh yeah,
they are like, I could get that.
These are some lonely folks.
And then she also is on the security type camera. We're watching this all on cameras that are up in the corner shooting the whole room.
Yes.
There's no close-ups. There's no HD video. So on that camera, she looks great.
I guess that's true. I really haven't seen like a HD like close-up of her. There are occasionally cameramen popping in and out. I don't know if they're there all the time. But
no, they always come in because it's Sam Hyde, who is former disgraced comedian. He had some show on Adult Swim or something go down. You know the story of him and Tim Heidecker, right?
Yeah.
Do you know? Because I never watched that video. You sent me the link, but I forgot to watch it.
Yeah, Sam Hyde got shit canned from Adult Swim because he was, like a little bit too red pilled, I guess, for Adult Swim, which is obviously probably super liberal.
And this was long before that.
I don't know. He blamed Tim Heidecker for it, and I don't know if that's true or not, but it seems like Sam Hyde's holding a grudge for sure. But yeah, Sam Hyde is like, I mean, he's funny, but it's kind of a shame that he's like involved almost in a sense, just because, I mean, granted, I'm sure it was his idea, but he's so canceled that like this isn't going to get the proper attention that it deserves, because I think it's a pretty innovative like idea and concept.
Yeah.
It almost would have been nice if he would have just kind of stayed in the background a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we could maybe see this on like a streaming service or something, but no.
I think that, yeah, because immediately if people do get interested about it and want to write something about it, as soon as they Google Sam Hyde, they
but I don't think
stuff.
Sam Hyde and these folks really care too much about that. I don't think they're maybe going for a mainstream project
because
with this,
they flip this into just direct income from viewers and fans to where you could support it directly.
They're getting that incel bag, you know what I mean? Just by people spending their tokens. I'm sure. I mean, I don't have the figures or like what they're making, but I would assume that they're going to profit off of this based on like all the, I mean, $40 per text to speech, and like all the, I mean, that's going to add up over 8 weeks or 6 weeks or whatever. I mean, and the prize is only $30K. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's like a lot of stuff they had to spend money on, a lot of costs and lawyers and all that. But I think they're gonna walk away with like a decent bag.
I think that they're probably gonna end up getting sued by someone because there's crazy shit going on there all the time. And I remember like the first time that Sam Hyde showed up, he like told them all that he was like, I want this to be real. I want this to be like a real thing. And we're just going to like, show like the real reality of us and all of us. And then he immediately like went into his Jason Goldstriker character and then started like breaking stuff.
Yep.
And he's been destroying shit in the house. There's this other producer, Ben, that will come in and gaslight. There's a lot of gaslighting, a surprising amount of like purposeful gaslighting where they try to trick people and get people to believe that they're canceled and that so-and-so did this and said this. And Ben is always like trauma dumping, I think it's called, where like every time that he sees him, he like lets go of like all of this shit that he's dealing with in his life. Like his girlfriend's leaving him and cheated on him and he's like depressed and he's been drinking a lot and he'll just like unload it all. And he's supposed to be the guy that's in charge. Like you want the people that are running this to be like of sound mind and professional.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that's
far
the case.
from this.
No.
And Jet Neptune, who became, he was kind of just like Sam Hyde's sidekick for a long time and like little personal like intern that would do things for him on his streams, it seemed like. And now he's become like a kingpin in this whole thing. He's like the like co-producer.
Yeah, he's got like executive producer vibes for sure.
And he's gained like a lot of respect from the community, I think. But I think the MDE community like has always, they've loved him for a long time.
What's MDE?
That's
$1 million Extreme.
$1 Million Extreme.
That's like his comedy troupe or whatever you would call it.
So that's Sam's like solo thing.
Yes, he had the show. Has he done anything else like noteworthy?
I just like, so I saw his iDubbbz documentary.
Oh yeah, I remember you showed me that when it came out.
That's where I heard of him initially. Like I had heard about him back in the day when he was on Adult Swim or whatever, but I didn't watch Tim and Eric and those types of things back then. But when the iDubbbz documentary came out, where iDubbbz was going to make a documentary about Sam Hyde, but then Sam Hyde flipped it and made a documentary about iDubbbz documentary on him. And like they were pranking him. And it covered the whole week before he came and how they like made all these ideas of things to like fuck with them. And they were like, we're always going to be working on bad rap music and like playing beats at full, like you have to just every once in a while be like, hey, check out this new beat I made and just play it on full volume to where we can't even talk and play the whole thing.
So he's a bit of an internet prankster, if you will, just kind of doing offbeat things on the internet.
Yeah. And, he throughout this whole thing offended iDubbbz to the point to where iDubbbz like has this long going beef with Sam Hyde.
I think a lot of people would probably be offended by Sam Hyde, but you know what? Like, I think it's funny.
I think it's funny too. I started watching his videos after that.
Yeah, the algorithm's been peppering in his other videos into me my stream just after watching Fishtank.
It's funny.
He's got some funny stuff. Some of it's a little like off color, but you know what? Like, fuck it.
Yeah. So I got fed Sam Hyde by that documentary, and then my algorithm had just been giving it to me since. And then his podcast is funny, and their set is dope because it's just a bunch of TVs. Have you seen his podcast set?
Yes.
They like have the camera behind them, and they're sitting in front of like 30 different sized TVs that are all stacked up. But he Where were we?
We're getting off track here. I don't know.
Yeah,
Let's
we
run
gotta
through
go
these
through
contestants.
the contestants.
So Josie, like I'm giving Josie a thumbs down. Just kind of a boring.
Ty doesn't like Josie.
Boring contestant that's overrated for sure.
I like Josie. I'm kind of team Josie, but I think that she is she like reminds me of too many people that I've known.
Okay. Yeah.
That are like lame.
Yeah.
You know,
I can see that.
She's pretty lame. Like she doesn't seem authentic and cool. And I know that she's
not funny. I'm going for whoever is giving me the most. She
seems like a tryhard.
Yeah. Does she? I mean, she doesn't seem like she does much of anything, honestly. Maybe she's trying hard.
Well, what I've seen of her, because the chat loves her, there are positive things that you could spend your tokens on. Like you could send people care packages and food and games and shit.
I feel like the support for her is largely just a meme, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe there was like a few incel dudes that were like, oh, like crushing on her, and then it just kind of turned into like, oh, everybody's Team Josie.
Because you can buy Josie a plushie. You can't buy anybody else a plushie. One of the things is just buy Josie a plushie, and it's like $800.
It's insane.
And she has 9 of them now, and it's like this whole ongoing thing. So people are Team Josie. But I think that now she's like feeding into that, and she's been talking to the camera a lot alone in her room that I've seen. And she just like, yeah, bro, I used to hang out with my friends and like it was super, we'd have so much fun missing out and hanging out. And like we would just like, and it's like, what do you I feel like she's just trying to say things to sound cool.
Now we should also mention that like we don't have time on our hands to sit around and watch these feeds 24/7. So we've largely up until now have been relying on a YouTuber who is recapping like each day and kind of keeping you up to speed with the narrative and the goings on. And now that he's stopped doing that, it's kind of just, hard to follow.
His name was Lotan, and he was a good.
Yeah, he was doing a really good job of
recapping each day.
And keeping you up to speed. And he tapped out on that, and that kind of sucks.
So that he could make some iDubbbz video.
Yeah, fucking asshole.
Which is kind of what we did. We started as a Fishtank episode. We started talking about iDubbbz a bunch.
Who even is iDubbbz? I have no idea. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
He's
I don't want to.
You don't want to know?
I don't want to know.
Hey. Calm down, dude. We should use the megaphone more, I thought.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we have Josie, right?
Yeah.
We have Jonathan, which I don't like.
Yeah, he's already gone. Do we even need to? I guess we
more like Gonathan, right?
Yeah. I see what you did there.
Well, people are gonna be. This is gonna be released as a full season. People, I guess you could go back and watch highlights on YouTube and clips and stuff. So Jonathan,
possibly the most autistic of the bunch. It's definitely, he's got like a major speech impediment to where he kind of sounds like he's doing a bad Andrew Tate voice, but he
actually huge Andrew Tate fan.
Yeah, definitely. I can see the appeal there.
As soon as he was kicked out of the house, he tweeted and he was like, "Has Andrew Tate or Tristan Tate tweet about me yet? I want to get in contact." And then everyone's trying to make that happen and sharing that.
I think that's a natural, like a natural kinship there, that at least potentially.
So Jonathan was super Christian, super autistic, had a speech impediment.
A little bit red-pilled.
Pretty red-pilled.
He describes himself as having a Sigma grind set, which I think is a very in vogue way of saying that you're just kind of, I don't know how to define the Sigma thing.
All
but
right.
It's just kind of like I'm a lone wolf and I'm not. It's like, it's basically beta people that like don't want to be described as beta, so they came up with, they're like, no, I'm a third thing.
It's like the opposite of like Semper Fi. How Semper Fi is like all like brotherhood together. Like it's like alone by yourself. Sigma Freud. Computer, what does Semper Fi mean?
Semper Fi is a shortened version of the Latin phrase Semper Fidelis, which means always faithful or always loyal. It's the motto of the United States Marine Corps.
The motto.
Okay.
Should we have a motto?
Yeah, we absolutely should.
We need a motto, right?
Sound off below. Give us a motto for this show.
Yeah.
And, I mean, be respectful.
So Jonathan would hijack the karaoke machine or read the Bible. He would do daily Bible
He was the funniest
studies.
character, unintentionally, but he was definitely like the most entertaining. At
Highly
least in
autistic.
the recaps that I was seeing.
Started getting crazy. He like sprayed the whole wall with mustard during a challenge, trying to open it and by stomping on it. And then Sam got mad and told him to stop. And he was like, you just chill. You just chill out for this challenge.
Yeah, because they're just renting this house and like they don't want any severe damage done to it.
He also kicked a hole in the wall.
Yeah, yep, right in the drywall.
So, but then Sam also has been coming in and he's been punching the shit out of cabinets.
Yeah.
And
he came in with a
fridge.
weed whacker just randomly and took a weed whacker to all their belongings and what have you.
And I want to say that he did some like, I forget what it was exactly, but he did some major structural damage the last time he came in and got crazy, like threw something through the wall or like fucked up a door, like an actual door instead of just a cabinet door. But he's been fucking up this house himself. So I think that maybe they just bought this house outright.
Could be.
That'd be a good idea.
That seems like it would be an awful...
then you just
lot of
write it
money.
off in taxes because you bought the house for the show.
I don't think that's exactly how taxes work.
Well, I don't know how
you get
taxes
like a full
work.
refund.
Yeah, you get one to one. So
yeah, Jonathan was funny, but he got eliminated. Now, how is it the viewers that get to eliminate people,
Yeah.
and how often is that? Because it
So-
seems like there's only been 1 or 2 eliminations so far, and we're like halfway through it.
I think that they delayed the eliminations after the first like couple weeks. So everybody came in, they did one elimination.
Who was the first one gone? Morrow, the
Yeah.
fat, effeminate guy.
Yeah, Morrow was gone, and then Simmons
who
was
was like
kicked off.
exposed as a pedophile.
Yeah. So that was a whole thing where Simmons had written like some sort of erotic novel about being a camp counselor and having sexual relations with the kids at the camp.
Yeah, that's my understanding.
And it also seemed like it could have been the point of view of a kid going, but it was
pretty creepy.
Yeah, it was hella
enough to where
creepy.
he should have been dismissed, and he rightfully was.
Yeah. And the chat was aware of this and started telling the house through the TTS.
Yeah, that this guy's
Simmons
a pedo.
is a child molester. Wait till you guys find out.
The real creep.
He essayed a K, you know?
Yeah, I mean...
So once that was found out and verified in the chat and on the Reddit, then Sam went into the house and then read. He was like, "Oh, you guys want to hear a blurb that I have on my phone that I saved?" And then he just read like the like front introduction to Simmons's book and called him on it, and then was like, "You could go. Like, you could just leave. You have 3 minutes to like pack your shit and
Get
leave."
the fuck out of here, yeah.
And then he just roasted him the whole time as he was packing his shit.
So Simmons was a character, and then there's also Daniel. Not Daniel, but Daniel.
Is his name really Daniel?
I mean, that's what it says. Who knows? So he is describes himself as an influencer and rapper, and he's known for posting hilarious content on his Instagram page at The Real Daniel. He got his start as a Vine star, but is now looking to break into the reality TV world to take his career to the next level.
Okay. Well, it is Daniel.
So yeah, that's his deal. He's kind of funny, I guess. I think he like kind of lost his marbles and quit though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's off now. He kind of snapped and just started breaking shit and told everyone to fuck off and leave.
Yeah. Then Simmons, we told the Simmons story already. We got Morrow.
Morrow,
left.
yeah.
I want to say that he left right after Simmons left because he couldn't be in the house with someone that had done that. Even though Simmons was gone already, he still didn't want to be in the house because of the energy. But also he was roommates with Simmons, which that makes it a lot worse.
Yeah. Yeah, Mauro was kind of a pansy. Nothing really notable about him. Sylvia is another one of the women in there. She's still in there. She's just kind of like another boring, generic. How would you describe her?
Artsy fartsy.
Yeah, like maybe like a Daria type. Remember the show Daria?
Definitely
That's kind of
Daria.
The Daria vibes from her.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's not too interesting. You got Vance.
Now he's one of the best ones.
I'm Team Vance.
Yeah,
I think at least right now I'm Team Vance. I guess he seems like just the most like relatable to me, perhaps.
yeah. And then there was a guy on Twitter that was a Vance lookalike. He was like, "Hey, I look just like Vance. You should bring me in." So they brought him in, and his name's Lance.
And they even got him like clothes that mimicked.
Yeah, they got his same
clothes
clothes
that Vance brought. So he was basically as like following him around as a doppelganger.
Mm-hmm. Now, yeah, he was with him at the same time. I thought that they should have like switched him out. That would have been funny.
Yeah.
And then we got Letty, who is probably one of the most hated.
Yeah, definitely the most hated now that Simmons is gone.
But somehow stays safe from eliminations for whatever reason.
Yeah. Nothing really notable about her either.
No.
So I mean, it's kind of a lackluster cast. If I had one complaint about this show, it would be the cast. I think they could have cast it a little bit better. But what are you going to do? It's the first season.
So they get all these people in this house. They introduce them all to each other. They have the chat firing off all these talk-to-speech or text-to-speeches and flipping out the food in the fridge and the freezer. Shit's getting wild.
Silly
Everybody's
challenges.
drinking. They just keep feeding them alcohol and fucking... they keep getting weird takeout from like a bunch of different places. Like I feel like they didn't establish the food, like what they were going to do for food. They just kind of like at the end of each day, they're like, well, fuck. All right,
I feel like they're kind of winging it on a lot of like elements
they really
of
are.
the show. It's kind of by the seat of their, is that a saying? By the seat of my pants?
By the seat of their pants, yeah. And they're holding these 8 people, I mean, essentially hostage in this house at their own will, you know, like,
I mean, they signed their rights away, I'm sure.
But they're in the house. They can't leave. They're providing all of their like amenities and deciding what they get and what they don't get. And it's pretty kidnappy and just like crazy, like Saw, like a Saw movie. Like if everybody was like trapped in this room and like had to figure out how to get out. But instead they're trying to figure out how to win fish bucks.
And fish bucks are like explain fish bucks.
So fish buck is a piece of paper that has like a money looking type symbol with a fish on it. And you can win that by winning certain challenges.
The contestants can win these.
Yeah, the contestants win them, and each one represents like $500, I think. So
they're winning these in addition to the potential grand prize?
So these add up to the grand prize.
Oh,
so you have to collect all the fish bucks.
So the winner isn't gonna get 30 grand.
Well,
like when you win a fish buck, do you lose it if you get eliminated or anything like that?
Yeah, if you get eliminated, the fish buck goes back into.
It gets
like distributed.
So a lot of these kids are gonna potentially not win anything, and they're just gonna waste their time.
Yeah, they're not gonna win anything.
And they're not. I mean, they're not even gonna be on TV because this is obviously not gonna be on TV.
Yeah, they're not gonna do anything.
Like really, hardly any benefit to being on this show for these kids.
They probably all quit their jobs. You know,
I feel like a lot of them probably didn't have
jobs. Yeah. So they just get to go back home to their parents.
Yeah.
Which, is still pretty disgraceful.
It's probably better than their regular lives. I mean, I don't get the impression that any of them have too much going on in their personal lives. So I guess it's, story to tell.
So, so early on in the show, Frank Hassel was added to the lore.
Frank Hassel is like a YouTuber who's, he makes some pretty spicy content of just him going out in public and harassing people or like saying saying offensive things to people.
Yeah, he went out in this grocery store, and he would approach people in the aisle, and he would be like, it's you.
And they'd be like, what are you talking about?
And he'd go, you raped me in my dream last night.
Are you able to say rape? I don't think we can say rape.
Probably not.
The algorithm's not going to like that.
I was hoping that I could just sneak it in that one time, but then you said it twice afterwards, and then I'm about to say it again. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. He said, well, his video that I watched is on YouTube.
Yeah, but there's only a couple of videos on YouTube that I think relative to the amount of videos he's probably creating, which are available on like his Patreon or whatever it is. Yeah. I have a feeling that there's probably a lot of stuff that wouldn't stand on YouTube.
So he said, he goes up to this guy and he goes, it's you R'd me in my sleep last night, in my dream. And you told me to meet you here, aisle 12 in Vaughn's. And the guy's like, what are you talking about? Is this a joke? And he has a GoPro strapped to his forehead. This guy is not like sneaky on his phone.
No, he's visibly
hidden
filming
cam.
people.
Yeah, he has a GoPro on his forehead. And he goes, you R'd me in my dream. And you said to meet you here. Why did you do that? Why did you do that to me? And then he starts like taking his groceries out of his cart. And then the guy goes up to go like talk to the manager. Because he goes up to the front, and Frank's like following him, berating him.
I mean, he does some offensive stuff for sure.
And then when he goes up to the manager, he's like, "This guy said that I R'd him in his dream." And then Frank's like, "That doesn't even make any sense. Why would I say that? Like, this guy's insane. I don't know what he's talking about," and totally flipped it. And because that guy was angry, Frank seemed like the
sane one. To an extent.
Besides the fact that he had a camera strapped on his forehead.
I don't know that there was really a side to take in that case. I feel like we're not doing a lot of these videos justice, just trying to explain them. So definitely search Frank Castle on YouTube.
Frank Castle is a wild
he's got some funny material for sure.
And I think he has been trespassed from multiple places.
Yeah, they
most places.
They show that on the video.
In a city, yeah. Well, I mean, you don't know how much of that is like a meme, as a character. We show things on videos that.
Yeah, I mean, it showed the police like trespassing him though.
Yeah, but I mean, all the other places.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah, for sure.
All of them.
But anyways, he was, as an incentive for people to sign up for the season passes, he was basically like an option to where you get X amount of season passes sold. He's going to be inserted into the tank.
Because he had hit text to speech where he said, "This is Frank. I'm on my way, blah, blah, blah," and something along those lines. And then it was traced back to the account being Frank Castle's account. And then that was put as the season goal, and it was just reached like hours ago.
Yeah. So he just today he was inserted into the cast.
You want to hop in here and see what's going on?
Yeah, we should pepper in some footage in this episode too, like so people can actually see what this is all about.
So this is the Fishtank interface. You have all the different cameras in the house. You have the chat over here. You have your account info, your coins and tokens and such. And let's see, we can go in the kitchen. And looks like everybody's posted up in the kitchen. They're drinking. Not too exciting yet. Everyone's still getting drunk. But this interface is like, it's a trip. It's almost like some Black Mirror shit. Like, to have this live feed of everyone in their house set up this way to where it's like, I remember they used to do this on porn sites on like early internet. And it would be like a house, like a sorority house with like a bunch of girls. And they would have cameras like in all the rooms, and they would just like try on bikinis and like take a shower.
Oh yeah, like the voyeur shit.
And then they would throw parties.
Yeah.
And this was like all like real college webcam
Real college
house.
babes.
Yeah, real college babes.
Barely legal babes.
But it was like it was like weird and underground and porny. And this is like just how it's all.
It's just
like,
weird and underground, not so much porny.
Not so much porny. No one is actually fucking at all, oddly enough.
Yeah, I'm surprised that nobody's banged yet.
But there is the bathroom.
There's been some sexual tension between a couple of the castmates, right?
Yeah.
Between Jonathan and Simmons,
Jonathan and Simmons,
There was like some homoerotic
really
stuff going on
close.
there, which is kind of, like opposite of
I guess it's sweet to see, you know?
Yeah. You wouldn't expect it based on the way Jonathan talks, you know what I mean? I don't think Andrew Tate would approve of the homoerotic stuff, but
No, absolutely not. But Frank is here. Frank, from the things that we've seen on YouTube, can be a very rugged and extreme guy.
Yeah, so I think he's definitely going to make the whole thing a little bit more exciting. We're about halfway through, I think. Yeah,
we're
3 weeks in or whatever. So there's a lot of time for things to change. But
so yeah, and I think that the way that he came in was perfect because it's the only season pass goal is bring Frank Castle to the house. It's the only goal. It's not like there's tiers and like things that they're trying to hit.
Yeah.
And everyone was hyped for it. All of us, like you and me, were ready. We were watching
100%. And I think some of these incels with the disposable income should be thanked for getting them there, because I'm pretty sure there were there are people that were just buying and gifting season passes just to get those numbers up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So thank you guys.
Thanks guys for it's considerate of you for spending your money when we're not going to do it.
So all this hype and all this build up, and then Frank gets there and he walks in. And he shakes everyone's hands. He's like, nice to meet you. He goes around, introduces himself, polite as can be, not the crazy extreme. He's not coming in hot like the character, Frank Castle.
Yeah.
He's just Frank.
So far,
he's gonna be
it's the
living with
first
him.
day.
So he had to come in. He had to be cool. He had to take it slow. But then he immediately lit up a cigarette. Nobody else was smoking. He lit up a cigarette. Started smoking and blowing smoke like in people's faces and in the camera, and then was ashing on the ground, just like on the carpet. So immediately was annoying.
Not exactly the kind of house guest you would want, at least in your own personal home.
And I think that he's going to slowly ramp up the antics, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
So all kinds of crazy shit is bound to happen in the next 3 weeks. And I'm sure that we'll probably do an update after everything's wrapped up.
Yeah. I feel like we've given them. I don't know if this promotion will help them. Sound off below. Did we describe this in a way that makes you interested,
did we help you realize?
Or did we actually scare you away from checking this thing out through our our recaps?
Yeah, we'd like to know. So also sound off throughout the episode. If you haven't already, you should go back, watch it again, sound off at certain points when you want to let it be known.
I mean,
how
you
feel.
see the chat on here it's moving very fast. People constantly typing. We would like to see that. Yeah, we'd like to see that sort of interaction in the comment section below for sure.
Just throughout the whole episode, you should be commenting on most things that we say, every topic. You could also add time codes if you want to react to something, so that way we know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
You could also write time codes for the whole episode, which would be helpful, Just say...
really, there's a lot of things you could do that would help us out, so feel free to,
Mm-hmm. We need, what was it that we were talking about that we needed at the beginning? Motto?
A motto?
We need a motto. Sound off a motto.
We need about 550 more subscribers on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We need, if you guys want to just send us some money.
You could donate at naturalhabitatpodcast.com.
Yeah. Should we come up with our own currency to where people can buy the currency and then give it to us without feeling
so
like
they give us
spending
tokens?
American
Yeah, I think we can do that, actually.
Maybe we'll look into that.
All right, cool. So yeah, buy some of our tokens. Also, what should we call the tokens? Sound off about that.
Sound off.
And that's it. Anything else?
No, not really.
All right. Well, we love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Natural Habitat Recordings.